The orchestra of tremors has been steadily increasing beneath the tranquil vistas of Yellowstone National Park. This serene landscape, famous for its geysers, diverse wildlife, and captivating wilderness, is whispering a tale of deep geological unrest. As if acting out a thrilling yet mysterious drama, Yellowstone has recently been shaken by hundreds of earthquakes, each adding a new chapter to the park's complex geological narrative. What's Yellowstone, and why is it special? Unfurling across the heartland of the United States, stretching its boundaries into Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, lies Yellowstone National Park, a spectacle of nature's splendor. Covering a sprawling 2.2 million acres, the park is a haven of diverse flora and fauna, encompassing more than 60 species of mammals, including the iconic grizzly bear, wolves, and herds of bison and elk. The vast wilderness throbs with life, resonating with the symphony of untamed nature. Yellowstone's distinctive geological past, though, is what makes it stand out. Yellowstone is more than just a park. It is a dynamic illustration of how our planet is shaped. One of the world's largest active volcano systems lies beneath its calm exterior. The Earth's crust is thinnest here, and magma bubbles up closer to the surface than almost everywhere else. The area's geothermal hotspots have generated geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and fumaroles, including Old Faithful. Its performances include blistering water explosions that can reach 185 feet and fill the sky with vapor. Yellowstone boasts more active geysers than any other area on Earth, demonstrating its geothermal potential. Yellowstone's geological treasure is the massive supervolcano that lies dormant beneath its wild environment. Supervolcanoes are massive volcanoes that have erupted with 1,000 times the force of a conventional volcano. Since its last eruption 640,000 years ago, Yellowstone has lain dormant. However, its presence characterizes the park's geology and has fascinated geoscientists and tourists. Yellowstone caldera, 30 by 45 miles wide, shows the supervolcano's existence. When a volcano erupts, the ground collapses, creating a caldera. This scar-like dip marks the site of a massive eruption. The world's first national park was founded in 1872, launching the global national park movement. Naturalists, adventurers, and geologists love the park's distinctive beauty, plentiful species, and fascinating geology. One can see a sunset over the Lamar Valley and contemplate the massive powers beneath our feet. Yellowstone's appeal goes beyond its natural beauty. The park has approximately 11,000 years of cultural history. Shoshone, Bannock, Blackfeet, and Crow tribes have lived there for generations. As historical sites across the park recount their difficulties, victories, and great reverence for nature, their stories echo in the landscape. The 19th century brought European explorers, fur trappers, and residents to Yellowstone, enriching its culture. The Old Faithful Inn, a park landmark, retains their rustic charm. The park's global ecological preservation leadership adds to its importance. Our comprehensive conservation efforts aim to preserve the park's unparalleled biodiversity, geological wonders, and delicate balance between mankind and nature for future generations. From the fiery depths of its lurking supervolcano to the cultural narratives imprinted on its landscape, every aspect of Yellowstone National Park tells a unique story. This amalgamation of vibrant ecosystems, dynamic geology, and cultural heritage makes Yellowstone truly special, a living microcosm of Earth's grand evolutionary saga. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of its recent seismic activity, we tread a path that intertwines human curiosity with nature's profound enigmas, unveiling the secrets of seismic activity. As we journey deeper into Yellowstone's subterranean enigma, we must first demystify the phenomenon of seismic activity. Earthquakes, a term that often brings visions of destruction, are in fact evidence of our planet's dynamic nature. They develop from the erratic motion of enormous tectonic plates, which are enormous chunks of the Earth's crust that fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. As these plates collide, a variety of geological features emerge, including mountains, tunnels, volcanoes, and earthquakes, of course. Since these plates' boundaries are where tension from their movement builds up over time, this is where most earthquakes happen. When the stress is too great for the rock, it fractures, releasing the energy as seismic waves. We experience an earthquake as a result of these waves' outward radiation, which shakes the ground. But not every earthquake is made equal. Each feature provides information about the Earth's interior processes and varies in frequency, intensity, and depth. The modified Mercalli scale, which rates the intensity of shaking and damage at particular sites, is used to measure earthquakes in addition to the Richter scale, which determines their magnitude. Far from the borders of tectonic plates, seismic activity suggests unusual geological processes at work in places like Yellowstone. The park's iconic supervolcano, or more precisely, the hot spot that fuels it, is the culprit in this case. A hot spot is an area where hot material is rising from the Earth's mantle. This material causes a chain of volcanic activity when it rises to the surface. The park's exceptional geothermal and seismic activity is caused by the Yellowstone hotspot, one of the planet's most active. Beyond the dramatic spectacle of shaking ground and swaying trees, earthquakes serve a more profound purpose. Each quake sends signals that allow scientists see into the Earth's crust, like X-rays. These seismic vibrations illuminate subsurface geological structures and processes, revealing the planet's dynamic history. This seismic X-ray revealed a massive magma reservoir beneath Yellowstone, in addition to the shallower magma chamber. This discovery was made through examining earthquake seismic waves. When these waves come into contact with various substances, such as rock or magma, they may slow down, accelerate, or change direction, leaving a detectable and observable seismic shadow. It's vital to remember that seismic activity occurs frequently in Yellowstone despite the gloomy associations with earthquakes. The park experiences between 700 and 3,000 earthquakes annually, with most of them so weak that they go unnoticed by humans. These frequent low-magnitude tremors are a natural product of the geothermal forces at work beneath the surface. They serve as a constant reminder of the park's simmering volatility and are vital to maintaining the geysers' rhythmic eruptions we've come to associate with Yellowstone. Yet there are times when Yellowstone's seismic activity transcends its usual pattern, giving rise to what is known as an earthquake swarm. An earthquake swarm is a rapid-fire sequence of tremors originating from the same location. Unlike typical earthquakes, which have a noticeable main shock followed by smaller aftershocks, swarms feature many earthquakes of similar size. These intriguing phenomena often trigger speculation and concern due to their potential association with volcanic activity. And it's here, amidst this complex interplay of crustal movements, magma intrusions, and geothermal marvels, that our story takes a seismic twist. The recent seismic at Yellowstone. An unprecedented symphony of earthquakes has been steadily unfolding beneath the surface of Yellowstone National Park in recent months. This seismic concert comprises hundreds of tremors, creating a series of earthquake swarms that have intrigued geologists and visitors alike. These swarms, cascades of minor quakes originating from the same location over a short period, have painted a tale of unsettling activity beneath the park's serene facade. The beginning of this geological rhapsody can be traced back to the quiet depths of the park, where the restless Yellowstone hotspot simmers. In recent months, its molten plumes have been especially lively, setting off a domino effect of tremors. These tremors, like a geological drum roll, have led to a crescendo of seismic activity reverberating throughout the park. While the magnitude of these quakes isn't large enough to cause significant surface damage, They have been notable. Several tremors have registered magnitudes over 3 on the Richter scale, enough to occasionally rattle windows and shake the park's loose soil. However, it's the sheer volume and persistence of these tremors that have caught the attention of scientists and the public. Intensity, depth, and position distinguish this seismic swarm from others. Recent tremors have been concentrated near Steamboat Geyser, the park's largest geyser, and emanated from a shallower depth than earlier swarms. This proximity to the surface and the geyser's increased activity have generated discussion. Some wonder if these vibrations signal a Yellowstone supervolcano eruption. Remember that these quakes are coming from a sleeping giant that has erupted before. Remembering that Yellowstone earthquake swarms are common will ease these fears. Hydrothermal fluids or gas moving through the park's complex subsurface network of fractures and fissures have caused many similar incidents. Importantly, volcanic earthquake swarms don't always indicate an eruption. They often indicate hydrothermal system changes like groundwater level fluctuations or gas flow. These activities can boost geyser eruptions or change hot springs and mud pots, although they are rarely tied to volcanic eruptions' deeper magmatic processes. The massive Yellowstone shocks have not changed the subsurface magma reservoir. Geoscientists studying the swarms found no ground deformation, a sign of magma flow that would awaken the supervolcano. The quakes appear to be a stunning display of the park's dynamic geothermal systems, coordinated by hydrothermal fluids beneath the Earth's crust. The swarm's geological effects are unknown, but they offer a unique learning opportunity. The data derived from this unusual seismic activity is a goldmine for scientists eager to decipher the park's intricate geology. Every tremor, every shudder offers new insights into the hidden processes shaping one of the most geothermally active regions on the planet. The consequences of seismic activity. Let's now explore the probable consequences of this seismic activity, which has aroused interest and worry among millions of people worldwide. Considering the characteristics of these earthquakes, particularly their connection to the supervolcano in the park that is dormant, it has been questioned whether this is a nightmare scenario or an exaggerated worry. A supervolcanic eruption is a demonstration of nature's untamed might, a cataclysmic event that has the power to alter local climates and remodel entire landscapes. At the Yellowstone supervolcano, one of the biggest in the world, 3 of these eruptions have taken place in the last 2.1 million years. Each of these eruptions produced more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of ash and lava, resulting in vast areas being covered in volcanic debris and bringing on a volcanic winter. About 640,000 years ago, one of these eruptions finally occurred, leaving behind the current caldera at Yellowstone, a volcanic crater measuring roughly 55 by 80 kilometers. It would have disastrous effects if such an eruption occurred right now. Deep ash levels would devastate crops and infrastructure across the U.S. Massive sulfur dioxide emissions could lower global temperatures and initiate an ice age. Though terrifying, this dystopian scenario is not inevitable. The Yellowstone supervolcano's history suggests major eruptions occur every few 100,000 years or more. In addition, much of Yellowstone's volcanic activity over the past several millennia has been non-explosive and involves steady lava flow extrusion. Based on existing geological knowledge and monitoring data, a Yellowstone supervolcanic eruption is unlikely. While the seismic activity has increased as a result of the recent earthquake swarm, neither the ground deformation of the caldera nor the subsurface magma reservoir have changed significantly. 2 crucial signs of an approaching eruption. According to examination of these seismic occurrences, the majority of them are hydrothermal in nature and are more closely tied to the park's geysers and hot springs than to the menacing supervolcano. This implies that the current seismic swarm could be a manifestation of changes in Yellowstone's hydrothermal systems and not necessarily a harbinger of volcanic doom. Yet, even as we downplay the specter of a cataclysmic eruption, we must not underestimate the park's potential for localist hazard scenarios. Yellowstone's dynamic landscape is continually molded by smaller-scale geological activities that can pose risks. These include minor volcanic eruptions, hydrothermal explosions, landslides, and, of course, earthquakes. While these events are unlikely to have global ramifications, they can significantly impact the park and its immediate surroundings. For instance, hydrothermal explosions, which occur when superheated water turns rapidly into steam, can create craters several meters wide. Though typically confined to the park's geyser basins, these explosions have the potential to injure unsuspecting visitors or damage infrastructure. Moreover, the park's abundant geysers and hot springs, a primary tourist attraction, are directly influenced by seismic activity. Earthquakes can alter the behavior of these features, causing some to become more active while others may cease to erupt altogether. This was demonstrated during the 1959 Hebgen Lake earthquake, which drastically altered numerous geysers and hot springs in Yellowstone. As seismic activity causes landslides, park roads, trails, and structures are at risk. More crucially, enormous vibrations could precipitate a landslide into Yellowstone Lake, causing a tsunami and flooding along the shore. To reduce these dangers, Yellowstone seismic and geothermal activity must be monitored. The USGS, Yellowstone National Park, and the University of Utah track geological activity with a large network of seismometers, GPS stations, and other sensors. By using this information, scientists may quickly provide warnings by identifying any substantial changes that might occur before dangerous events. Although the possibility of a catastrophic supervolcanic eruption in Yellowstone continues to be an intriguing subject, it is not presently a concern. Despite their spectacular character, the recent seismic swarms seem more likely to be a sign of the park's dynamic geothermal activity than a sign of impending volcanic disaster. It is crucial to strike a balance between the excitement of scientific discovery and a sensible approach to hazard awareness and risk management as we continue to solve the mysteries of Yellowstone's geology. After all, the secret to coexisting peacefully within its vibrant, constantly evolving landscapes is to comprehend and respect the force of our planet. The function of geoscientists and park authorities. Scientists continue to be perplexed and intrigued by the geological mystery and volcanic giants that lie behind the mesmerizing beauty of Yellowstone National Park. This constantly changing and colorful land demands careful observation and comprehension. At the center of it all, a team of committed people acts as our defenders and interpreters of Yellowstone's puzzling geology. They are the unsung heroes working tirelessly behind the scenes, the geoscientists and park staff. These geoscientists are the planet's detectives, deciphering the clues and signals coming from deep within Yellowstone. Using cutting-edge technology and innovative methodologies, they monitor the park's seismic activity, track ground deformations, analyze gas emissions, and study changes in the behavior of geysers and hot springs. Each tremor, each puff of steam, and every minute change in the landscape becomes a clue in their ongoing investigation into the park's complex geothermal systems. Their work involves painstaking data collection and analysis. By deploying seismographs across the park, they are able to record and measure earthquakes, distinguishing between minor tremors and significant seismic events. GPS stations, meanwhile, help detect even the smallest ground movements, providing clues about subsurface magma movement. The data gathered is rigorously analyzed and then compared with historical records to discern patterns, anomalies, and potential trends. Simultaneously, these geoscientists are our educators and communicators, translating complex geologic processes into understandable terms for the public. Through regular updates, they provide clear and timely information about the park's geological activities, dispelling misconceptions and easing public concerns. They remind us that while Yellowstone's geology is active and occasionally dramatic, it is not necessarily cause for alarm. The park staff, who are the stewards of Yellowstone's enormous area, collaborates with these experts. They play a critical role in the management of the park's natural resources, assuring the security of visitors and promoting scientific research. The changes in Yellowstone's landscapes are being witnessed firsthand by them, and they are passing on crucial information to the scientists. They put safety measures in place, close trails or locations when necessary, and make sure that visitors respect the park's natural assets. The attempt to inform tourists about the area's geological dangers is also greatly aided by these park employees. They advise visitors about regions of increasing geothermal activity and frequently update the park's safety regulations. By doing this, they make sure that visitors may enjoy Yellowstone's beauties in safety without putting their own lives or the ecosystems of the park in jeopardy. Together, these geoscientists and park staff members make up a powerful team that works relentlessly to comprehend and safeguard Yellowstone. They act as a link between ourselves and nature, allowing us to coexist with it and appreciate its remarkable geology, as seen at Yellowstone National Park. They cannot, however, complete their enormous duty by themselves. They rely on visitors, locals, and organizations from all around the world for support and cooperation. Let us thus be mindful of and grateful for the great amount of effort and passion that goes into understanding and safeguarding this natural resource as we admire the spectacular geology of Yellowstone. We must follow their rules, participate in their work when we can, and aid in the dissemination of accurate information about Yellowstone's geology. Our goal is to strike a balance between discovering and protecting, between admiring nature's majesty and respecting its unbridled force. As we continue to navigate the fascinating geological narrative of Yellowstone National Park, we have a part to play in this grand adventure. Every park tremor should inspire us to replace our misperceptions and concerns with understanding, respect, and responsibility for our beautiful world. We can help future generations enjoy Yellowstone National Park by sustaining mankind and wildlife. The Yellowstone Seismic Symphony is a wake-up call for everyone. It encourages us to be more aware and proactive about nature. A supervolcano explosion may seem terrible, but our current understanding suggests it is improbable in our lifetimes. We should focus on understanding these geological events and their causes rather than fearing them. Supporting geoscientists and park officials is crucial. They are our guides in this journey of understanding, providing valuable insights into Yellowstone's geothermal mysteries. As they continue to monitor and interpret the park's seismic activities, their work lays the groundwork for more effective disaster preparedness and response strategies. Not just for Yellowstone, but for geologically active regions worldwide. Remember, every shudder, every tremor we feel beneath our feet is an echo of Earth's untold stories. By choosing to learn from these seismic whispers rather than fear them, we become active participants in a shared narrative of discovery. We encourage you to share this fascinating saga of Yellowstone's seismic activities, sparking conversations that inspire curiosity and respect for our planet's geological wonders. As we stand at the precipice of discovery, we invite you to join us in this journey. Share your thoughts, concerns, and reactions to these seismic occurrences. Let's foster a dialogue that helps demystify these natural phenomena and highlights the importance of scientific research and conservation efforts. Together, we can ensure that Yellowstone's majestic landscapes continue to inspire and intrigue generations to come.